Hi, I'm here to show you my family's version of Spanish rice. I'm using the Pilaf method. As you saw in the opening credits, I use that recipe, but I'll show you how to do it. What you'll need is 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil shortening, doesn't really matter. You can either use 4 cups of warm water or half and half like I got. I've got 2 cups of stock and 2 cups of hot water. 1.5 cups of rice, 4 ounces of tomato sauce, roughly half can of a small can of tomato sauce, and what you're going to need is 4 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. Each company has its own direction, and I use this particular brand, but you can use any one you like. Follow the directions on the company and it'll tell you how much. To start off, what you do is you get 4 tablespoons of oil in the rice, and you need to toast this. So you start off by turning the heat onto your pan, putting the 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or shortening, whatever you happen to have, and you just put it on there. Then you take 1 grain of rice and you put it in there, so you can kind of gauge as to how hot it's going to be. When I get back to you, I'll show you the rest of the process. Alright, the oil has gotten hot enough, and what you're going to see is that as soon as the 1 grain of rice that you put in there, it's going to be tan like that, and that's exactly what you want. You take your 1.5 cups of long grain rice or whatever rice you have, and you just toss it in there, along with a 1/4 wedge of onion, jalapeno. It doesn't really matter, whatever you want. I use onion because I like the flavor. So 1/4 piece of onion, and then all you do is you just stir it. And what you're going to want is for it to look nice and golden tan, beautiful. You know, when I get back to you, I'll show you exactly what I mean. But what you want to make sure is you don't walk away and just let it sit there, because it will burn so fast, and burnt rice smells terrible. So when I get back here, I'll show you exactly what it's supposed to look like for the next step. Alright, after stirring constantly, the rice has turned nice and brown. That's roughly the color you want. You know, depending on what rice you use will change the color, but roughly once it's nice and toasted. At this point, what you're going to want to do is make sure you've got 2 cups of hot water. You know, tap water is fine, or hot stock. And you take your bouillon and you just put it in there and let it dissolve. It'll dissolve on its own, you know, pretty quickly. Just give it a quick stir. Pretty much done with that. Leave it alone. Take your 4 ounces of tomato sauce, and with the rice just toasted right here, just put it all in there. Just stir it around. This is going to give it a nice color and a nice flavor. Let it toast in there a little bit. And that's all really what you need to do. Then you come over here and you grab 2 of the cups and you just pour it right on in. Give that a stir. You're giving the bouillon a chance to dissolve back on the other one. Make sure you get all the grains of rice on the side of the wall down as best you can. You don't want little hard things coming up on there. Then you grab the other one. As you can see, it's dissolved pretty quickly in the hot water. Now when you do this with all stock, it just fortifies the flavor even more on top of the already chicken stock. Or if you're just using water because you can't afford chicken stock, this again intensifies the flavor, gives it a wonderful flavor. And this is all for flavor. And you put it in there. At this point, you turn up the heat as high as you can, and you just kind of make sure it's not sticking on the bottom. You really don't have to stir it that much. But what you're going to wait for is for this to boil. Now once the liquid starts to boil, the only thing you're going to do is put it down on the lowest setting and cover it. And I'll show you that here in a sec. Make sure you got all that good stuff. Don't want to waste anything. As you can hear, it is going pretty good. You can see it's already started to boil, and this is essentially what you want. Once it's this hot, you pretty much leave it alone. Grab a piece of aluminum foil. You really don't need this step, but this is just my method, what I like to do. And you just cover it up. You turn the heat down as low as it can go. Still on, but low. Then you grab a lid, just cover it up. That way it cooks under its own steam. And this is all you got to do. You leave it alone. You don't got to mess with it at all. And then on your timer or watch, whatever, 20 minutes. And it's done. In 20 minutes you have hot, delicious Spanish rice the way me and my wife make it. So we'll be back in about 20 minutes and I'll show you how it looks. Alright, 20 minutes has passed by. At this point it's pretty much done. Take the aluminum foil off and you see nice, steaming, hot, beautiful rice. You might want to give it a quick stir. Depending on what part of the country you're on will change the times. You may have to let it sit a little bit more, but as you can see where I'm at, 20 minutes, nice, fluffy, beautiful Spanish rice. Made the Pilaf method. This is a Pilaf method that we learned in culinary school. So, you know, this is fantastic. You can't even see the little onions in there that I put in there. But you can definitely change this however you want. Add a little bit of vegetables, jalapeno peppers, pieces of chicken if you want. But hope you enjoy my recipe. If you like it, please rate, comment, let me know what's going on. Any ideas would be helpful. Hope you enjoy it. You have a good time.